Violent Night with David Harbour and John Leguizamo. This was, I think, my new favorite Christmas movie. Essentially, to me, it was Die Hard meets Santa's Coming to Town, you know. And it seemed like every time Santa was on the scene, he hit us with a really good punchline. I'm going to cut through these guys like a plate of cookies. It was good. He was good. Santa Claus is real in this world. And he comes to a house where he wants to drop off some presents. He's not really feeling the job anymore. He thinks he's going to quit being Santa Claus. So he's not sure if he's doing it beyond this. They kind of hint that him and Mrs. Claus are having some problems. So he doesn't know if he wants to do it anymore. He says he's been doing it for a really long time, hundreds and hundreds of years, possibly 1,000 years or better, that he's been Santa Claus, and he doesn't really know why he's even doing it anymore. And he thinks about the children and everything, and how technology has gone so far past him now. He has to wonder if it's worth it to do this anymore. Does anybody even care about Santa and what he's doing? The reindeer don't seem to respect him like they should. He just has a lot of problems with everything. But they take a trip down memory lane, and Santa gets to show you who he was before he was Saint Nick. And he was a barbarian of some sort. He was wearing a metal helmet, so it had to be, the bronze or steel, copper age. Couldn't have been thousands and thousands of years ago, I don't think. But before he was Santa, he was a very barbaric, mean, hammer-slinging, he was Santa Thor, and he was big and buff, and he said he was a murderer, and he killed people, and he would steal, and all kinds of stuff. They don't show you what happened or tell you what happened that took him from that to Santa. But someone he meets is like, well, maybe that's why you're Santa now, to make up for what you did. Also, I'm having a little problem with the house. Maybe that stuff you used to do, you could do it now. What about Santa Claus? Think about Die Hard with was it John McClane, and he's climbing through things, and he's a cop, but he's barefoot and he's got some glass in his feet, so he's having some problems. So he's not on his game, but you can tell that if he was on top of his game, he'd just wiped everybody out. That's what Santa Claus is in this movie. He's freaking Santa Claus, So he's strong enough to carry a bag with at least one toy for every child on the planet. That's got to be heavy. He's fast enough that he can circle the planet and hit every house on the planet in one night. 12 hours. The whole planet. So he's real strong. He's real fast. He's freaking Santa Claus. He's an elf. He can tap his nose and turn into dust and fly places, up the chimney and things. Man, you don't want none of that business. Not Santa. He's a jolly old elf. But if Santa was to get upset with you, could you imagine that? There's no lock. There's nowhere that you could hide that he can't get into. That's what he does. He gets into your house. There's nowhere you could hide. That could be kind of scary. He can get into your house no matter what. He is ungodly strong. He is incredibly fast. And he's freaking Santa Claus. He's been around for 1,000 years. You probably can't shoot and kill him. So he's got magic elves. He's got freaking magic reindeer. Mrs. Claus is at the house doing, whatever she does. She's probably magic. You know, he's just a big magic. You know, he's half Doctor Strange, half Thor. You don't want none of that action. I don't want none of that action. And the dudes in this movie, they didn't want none either. This is an ultra-violent movie. And if you've watched more than a couple of these videos, you know that I dig ultra-violence. I love that stuff. You know, when people are beating and stuff and it's karate chops and Jackie Chan is beating a dude with a chair and Dolph Lundgren is doing the splits in the living room for some reason. All of that, I dig all of that stuff. You know, I like violent movies. But this one I was not expecting the level of violence when the first person gets killed, because people are going to get killed. When the first person gets killed, I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. I was just a little bit uncomfortable because I wasn't expecting it. You know, I mean, I was okay with it, but it just was like, poof, it was all in my face. I wasn't expecting it. But after that, I was like, oh, okay, all right, buckle up, giddy up. I know where this movie's going now, and I was ready for it. And John Leguizamo is a comedian, but he has played a tough guy in a few different movies. He's a tough guy in this movie, but I didn't really feel it until the conclusion of the movie, the finale, you know, the last knuckle up. Then I was like, oh, okay, all right. I think if John Leguizamo fought a regular dude on the street, there's a chance you are going to get beaten. He seemed like a legitimate tough guy. Now I know it's the movies, I know it's acting and what have you, and his camera angles and his double, you know, his body double and all that kind of stuff. But still, his deliverance was like, oh, he would probably kill somebody in real life. I felt that at the end. It was really good because Santa didn't want to get involved. He don't want to. You know, he figured out what was going on. Santa goes to deliver some toys, and John Leguizamo and his people robbed a joint while Santa's there, and he's been drinking a little bit. So his tap of the nose where he shoots up the chimney, it ain't working right now because he's a little drunk. So he's stuck in the house. He can't get out. But then he can get out. But then he sees the little girl's face and he's like, man, can I leave these people? Maybe. You know, so he has a moment of conscience where he decides, am I going to leave these folks? Or am I going to Santa up and go in there and, like he said, you know, mow through these people like a plate of cookies? And Santa was brutal. After seeing this movie, you know, I think I'd fight Michael Myers. You know, before I fight Mike Tyson before I fought Santa Claus, because Santa Claus will dead you. Santa Claus is going to perish you if you get into a fight with him. That dude is vicious, and it was good. You know, you've seen Bad Santa and stuff like that. You've seen movies where Santa is not really the good guy, but he brought the Krampus, you know, the evil demon type Santa. He brought that in this movie, and I liked that. He took that hammer out and was giving people the business, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. It's a feel-good movie, and it's a coming home to the family, lovey-dovey type movie. But the thing that drew me in was that excessive violence. When Santa decided he was going to put that work in, you know, he was freight training through people, and I dug that. I really wouldn't tell you everything that happened. I'm just giving you this. It seems like I'm giving you a lot, but trust me, it's only a little bit. If you see the movie, you're going to be like, oh, he left out a ton of stuff. I'm leaving stuff out specifically. I mean, it's not really a spoiler. You saw the name of the movie is Violent Night, so you know Santa's going to put that work in. And you saw the preview, the trailer, you know Santa's going to be beating people up. Like when he tells a little girl, I need you to look the other way and maybe sing Jingle Bells. And then the person's laying on the ground looking at him, and Santa, who is a large, hulking figure, starts walking towards you with a sledgehammer. And he's like, you know, you were going to hurt an innocent girl. I'm like, the person on the ground should be terrified, you know, because he didn't have no remorse. And I was thinking, oh, well, you know, he ain't gonna kill that person. Nope, I was wrong. I was incorrect. He definitely killed that person too. That person is dead. Santa was cutting through people, and I like that. Whew. He had the magic. Some of the people that he killed was very, very new. I hadn't seen it in other movies. It was inventive. It was creative. He had the jingle bell spirit, you know, and that's my new favorite Christmas movie. People will debate if Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Yeah, it's a Christmas movie, but it's a violent Christmas movie. This is my new favorite violent Christmas movie. And Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3, Volume 3, that Christmas song is my new favorite Christmas song. This year's bringing Christmas, you know, they're bringing Christmas back. I'm feeling Christmas now because of those two different things. That song and this movie, I'm feeling Christmas. Whew. I was going to make a Santa joke, dad joke, Santa joke, but that was going to be bad. I changed my mind. I've saved you from that. That's my Christmas gift to you. But this movie, Violent Night, was so good and so violent that I would give Violent Night eight bags of popcorn. Be advised, I'm going to start doing halves because this movie really needs a half. 8 bags of popcorn. Because that's what I got to say about that. More importantly, what do you think about that? Not just seen the video? Let's talk about it in the comments. And as always, if you like the video, if you like the content, subscribe. And then like.
Popcorn passport. Get your popcorn passport.